because gangs were criminalized and gangs were attacked. The war on drugs, stuff like that. The war on drugs. Let's talk about the crack cocaine pandemic, where if you had, you know what I mean, if you had powder cocaine, that was you could have the same amount of powder cocaine or crack cocaine, but just because you had crack cocaine, which was more commonly found in minority communities, then you would get it was you would have to, all right, it took 100 times more powder cocaine to trigger the same mandatory minimum sentences.
Yeah.
And the powder cocaine was the cocaine that was used by the movie stars, the lawyers,
The elites.
The elites used that, and they literally made it to where if you had the crack cocaine, the cocaine that was commonly found in minority neighborhoods, then you had mandatory minimums, and literally it was crazy because it was the same amount of drugs, but just because that drug was more commonly found, then it was, you know what I mean, harsher.
Yeah, and this drug just ruined communities, especially the minority communities. Like, it just took over, like the crack epidemic. That's real stuff. And, a lot of people, I feel like they try to downplay it, but it definitely shouldn't be. Because I know in Chicago, like the Cabrini Green projects and projects like that, they were just ran by these, gang leaders pretty much. And it just made everything worse. And then when they tore it down, it just, it was like rats, they just spread out everywhere. And then I think like it just made Chicago way worse than what it needed to be. And then like in Cabrini Green, like it was just awful. Like there was snipers on the roof, there was drug everywhere, homeless people, junkies. And then like I know one time the Chicago mayor, I forgot her name, but she lived there to show that it wasn't as bad as everyone said. And she only lasted 2 weeks. So that really put an eye on what was really going on in Chicago and the stuff that was happening. So that, and then they ended up tearing those projects down, and then that just spread everyone out to other neighborhoods and, made everything worse. But I feel like especially in the justice system, they don't focus on rehabilitation, which really it should be. Like, people go to jail and then they come out and they do it again. So, like, they didn't really learn anything.